Hi, everyone. This is Mike, and welcome to this podcast on living a life of optimism, resilience, and hope. This will be the first of many, and I think it's a very timely podcast because it's going to talk about how to be resilient, optimistic, hopeful, confident, especially with all that's going on in the world. And not just for yourself, but for the people that you love your family, your children, your friends, even your neighbors. So, this is going to be a weekly podcast, and it's going to build on each other. Each week, I'm going to teach you skills from cognitive behavioral therapy, rational emotive behavior therapy, reality therapy and choice theory, and even some ideas from positive psychology and existential therapy like logotherapy, which talks about having some meaning and purpose in life. So today we're going to start with ideas from William Glasser's choice theory. And the first one is going to be about what do we value? What are things that are important to us? And I want you to do this with me. And this is basically something called a quality world. Quality world are those things that you value, that you have in your life, or that you want in your life. And the idea is that we get information from the world through our senses, right? Things that we see, we hear, we taste, we smell, we touch. And that's all we can do. We can just, we know about the world through our senses. And we then categorize the things that we learn about through those senses as either good, bad, or with most things, we're kind of neutral about it. But the things that we value, we put in a place called our quality world. Obviously, it's not a physical place, but it's in our own mind. These are things that we value highly. Usually it's friends, family, our job, things that we either have or want. Maybe money we want, maybe we want better health. So there's a number of things that we value. And those are very motivating. And I'd like you to do this with me, go over things that you consider valuable in certain areas of your life. And usually people have a picture of it. They have a picture of what they want. They see themselves doing it. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do now. So, what do you value? What would you put in your quality world? And let's start with career. Career, or if you're a student, school. What image do you have of career? Do you see yourself working in a particular job, going to a particular school, making a certain amount of money? Do you have, majoring in a subject in school? Do you see yourself having the corner office, having a title, vice president or executive? So we have this image of ourselves, and we can visualize it. And I'd like you to visualize it. When I was working with students, I would often have them get a bunch of magazines and cut out pictures from magazines that represented these quality world pictures. And many of them wanted to go to college, so they would find pictures of colleges or of students working hard. If they had a particular job they were thinking about being, like maybe a veterinarian, they would cut out a picture of a veterinarian, their families. So they would cut the pictures out and post them on a poster board. You can do that. I think that would be a great activity or exercise to do. But even if you want to just do it in your own mind, what are some images and pictures you have related to school or work? The next thing that I want you to do is think about what quality world images you have related to a life partner, a more intimate partner, a spouse, or someone that you're really have a deep, intimate connection with. Either they're already there, maybe you have your significant other, or someone that you would like that you don't maybe have yet. What do they look like? How are they acting? What's their personality? Sense of humor? Can you visualize yourselves laughing together, sitting in front of a fire, cuddling on the couch, enjoying each other's company? We have these images of ourselves with this special person in our life. And what does that look like? The third is family. Do you have an image of yourself with family? What does it look like? Are you all together? Are you all close? maybe that's not what's happening. Maybe the reality is different, but what is the image you have in your quality world? Seeing your siblings or your parents or your extended family. Everyone's healthy, happy, smiling, maybe getting together during the holidays and seeing each other. So what is the quality world picture or image you have when you think of family? The next is friends. What's the quality world image you have of friends? What's the positive picture that you have? You have a lot of friends or just a few close ones? Are you doing activities? You're going to the ball game together, you're grabbing a cup of coffee or going to the bar, you're playing sports on the weekends. What are you doing with the friends? How many friends do you have? So what is your quality world picture for that? Then finances. What are your quality world pictures about finances? Do you have enough money to live on? Do you want more money? Do you just need enough money to live and you'll be happy, have your basic needs met, or are you more extravagant? What is your relationship with money? So what is this picture you have? Do you see yourself living in a mansion or just being comfortable? Do you need the fancy car, or just a car is just something to get you around with? So what are are you living paycheck to paycheck, or do you have some money in the bank? So what is that image you have of finances? The next is leisure. What do you do for fun? Do you get together with friends? Do you have hobbies? Do you like to read? Do you watch TV? Do you play sports? Do you go to the gym? Do you like to travel? Clearly that's a challenge now, but maybe traveling is something that you like to do. Just maybe relaxing, decompressing and having a time to sit down and catch your breath. Do you like to cook? Or you have an artistic side? So what do you like to do for leisure and fun, your hobbies? What are some pictures you have of that? And finally, your health. What are some images you have of yourself as being healthy? Are you energetic, robust? Are you able to move around? Whatever condition you're in, even if you have some challenges, are you able to do the best that you can do within those limitations? Do you see yourself running and staying healthy and fit and dieting and going to the gym? Having a good result when you go to the doctor for your checkup. So what are some images that you have about your health? Okay? So these are the things we value in certain areas of our life, and we have the image as they are, and we're happy with them, or as we'd like them to be if we don't have them. The problem is there a gap between the images we have in our quality world and what's actually happening in the real world? So if you have an image of yourself being successful at work and school, but you're not, that's a gap between reality and the quality world. If you have this image of yourself in a wonderful, loving relationship, but you're not in a relationship, that's a gap between what you have in your quality world, that quality world image, that picture, and what's going on in reality. Now, when there's a gap, that causes some pain. That causes a sensation. We can feel anxious, depressed, sad, stressed out, angry, lonely. So anytime there's a discrepancy between the images we have in our quality world of the things that we value, that are important to us, and comparing that to the real world, do we actually have those things, and do we have them to the extent that we'd like them? If we don't, that gap is going to create some discomfort, and it's going to manifest itself in certain ways. So we're going to talk about that in future podcasts. What do you do about that? So that will be for a future podcast. But right now, I just want you to get those images in your quality world of what's important to you, what you value, what you think is important, and then see whether or not you are meeting those needs in the real world. And if not, what kind of result is that? What kind of pain do you feel, or discomfort? Is it depression, anxiety, stress, loneliness, anger? Right? And then we're going to figure out, what do you do as a result of that? And that will be in the next podcast. So I hope you found this somewhat helpful. And again, we're going to go over this week by week, step by step, and to help you develop a more happy, optimistic, joyful life, and one built on resilience that will help you deal with the adversities and challenges of life that will come your way, because inevitably they will. I look forward to being with you on this journey, and I'll be with you next time. Thank you.